First game of the day, first dual cast of the year. Neo and Remo covering the Douyu TV Thunder and Fire qualifier. We are already in the semifinals as the rest was played yesterday, and those 4 players that we're going to see today are qualified already for the main event, for the $15,000 Douyu TV Invitational, one can say. So now it's about a little bit of prize money here, and as we said just a minute ago, HawK really impressive with his tier 3 stuff yesterday. Let's see if he can continue his rampage through this qualifier against Colorful, who, yeah, certainly one of the best Chinese night elves at the moment. Maybe not the best anymore, since Life is back and is very, very impressive, but we'll see about that. Let's go.
Yeah, one other thing to mention yesterday, not only did HawK get out of the first stage and with that into the main event, on Chinese server with human against night elf, which especially on this patch can be pretty rough. But if you look at the grid, which of course we're not going to do now, but maybe later, the upper half of the bracket was a lot harder than the bottom half of the bracket. And that's where HawK got through, and also Colorful did. And maybe the reason why, you know, a player like 14 Sui could make it to the bottom part. The seeding there was a little bit questionable, but whatever, it's over and done with. And again, really impressive what HawK is showing so far. I hope that this, you know, new clan recruitment is gonna inspire him again, is gonna motivate him again. One thing we always have to mention when we are starting our cast here on NetEase, this is the old patch, guys. This is 1.30, not 1.30.4, where already night elves have been addressed quite a bit. We're still playing on the old one, so keep that in mind.
Indeed, it's mentioned in the overlay as well. This is a best of 3.
But they still ask. They still ask.
That's absolutely true. Yeah, they will patch most likely after Chinese New Year, so the Douyu TV tournament will be played on this patch and the next event as well, which will start this Sunday, 5:30 CET. Hell yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So,
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We have Colorful in the red, we have HawK in the blue, and my sound is way too loud, so I gotta excuse me for a second.
Yeah, usually here in Northern Isles, this, especially early game, seem to be a pretty decent human map because you can creep level 2 very easily with the Archmage right away with a little trick against the Rock Golem so he doesn't hurl the boulders. But Colorful tricked the trick, kind of. He prevented the footy from messing with the AI, so the Rock Golem did throw his boulders, 2 of them, and that resulted in 1 peasant loss, I think, and more damage onto the human army than he would have liked. A little touch, not too much to write home about, but it's something, you know. The Keeper starts with his own Ancient of War creep, that gives him level 2 right away with the consumable, which is a wand of mana stealing. Never, or not too often too amazing, but this is a hero where every bit of mana is going to be appreciated.
Absolutely. And the item for the Archmage is also not too bad against the Entangle. Having the parry of the Vitality is quite nice against the Focus Fire, especially once the Alchemist is out, which most likely will be at the stages of Tier 2. Both players are extinguishing the Murlocs here on this map. It's oftentimes the case on Northern Isles. It's still a new map, but yeah, taking out these Murlocs second is kind of set in stone, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much the creep route that has been established so far. Yesterday we saw Shishi trying to go with a green camp first, then into Fast Expo, and HawK smacked him down. Holy crap, that was pretty awesome to see. You mentioned the parry apt here, by the way. I'd like to go on a little bit of a rant here. Why does nobody like that item? I think this is a really underrated item. I think the downside of it is sometimes it's useless, but other times I think it can be really good. For example, the Night Elf hero in this game will probably are not going to be in trouble at all. It's going to be Alchemist for him, and it's all going to be about focusing Dryads and not the heroes. But for the human, I think this is pretty good. But let's focus on the action at hand here as for HawK is moving in to the Night Elf main. Not yet level 3. He's so close. Not even sending out Militia to creep anything. This is looking a little bit weird. And now the Keeper reaches level 3. And this is where the slaughter begins.
Absolutely. Entangle level 2 should be the case here. Archmage is blocking a bit to create some range between the Keeper and the Footman, and that works out quite well. So all the footies are safe. He doesn't have enough damage to knock down the Archmage, so he's not wasting his mana at the moment. Pretty damn good play by HawK thus far, but there's no signs of an expansion, which always worries me a little. We have the Blacksmith and the Tier 2 tech, so it's gonna be a rifle play, but usually HawK's strength is the Tier 3. late game against Night Elf.
Yeah, but I think he can take his time going there, going rifles, going... You want to get up to 50 supply. You want to have a decent hero levels, I think. You want to have a good number of rifles and priests with Dispel. Very important, of course. And then around 50, if you haven't suffered too many losses, I think that's where HawK feels most comfortable, going to his tier 3 tech. What I'm a little bit more worried about is, like, where's he gonna get his level 3 now? Because this is one of the big power spikes of Night Elf. Level 3 Keeper, Alchemist just joined the battle. And this is where the game can really feel super oppressive, because the human can kind of not do much right now until he has the spell, really.
That's true. No mercenary camp at site here. HawK was playing this quite carefully, but now, of course, he's suffering quite a bit. This footman is down, this footman is hurt. Alchemist to counter this, but there's 2 entangles running at the same time, will result in 2 kills, and the third one is getting slaughtered as well. HawK with major losses here. Keeper at level 3.5 already, rising after the kill of the Water Elemental, and the Alchemist for HawK is not doing too much yet. Nice Shadow Melt, and the focus on the Archmage continues without the parry up. He would have been dead right now, but man, Colorful is stomping him into the ground.
This Archer micro is sick. Oh, he loses 1. HawK was so aggressive here because he wanted to get just 1 Archer kill for that level up. He gets it in the end.
But
for
for
the
the
cost of a
cost...
TP, 4 footies, and a rifle.
And a rifleman, exactly. And having this first rifleman is so great because you get the damage against the Dryads, which are most likely coming. We see the Ancient of Lores in the base already. And losing that damage is really significant. On the other side, we gotta praise Colorful here for his Archer micro. You said that already. Shadow Melt was great, the movement was great. So they all survived.
Yeah. And he realized that the HawK was looking for that kill. Must have known that the Archmage wasn't far away from the level up. So he spread them really well. He didn't give him easy surface area. Maybe even baiting him a little bit. And that cost HawK dearly. And this is the big downside of this map. No Merc Camp support means no Shadow Priest, means no early Abolish. And then, well, the Keeper can just run away with the early game sometimes.
True that. So I think Colorful is looking for the expansion now. Wouldn't surprise me after this great battle he had. Pretty easy to creep, I'd say, with the Engine of War. HawK is in no position at all to harass or punish this at the moment. So how can he consolidate now on this map? How can he catch up with the Night Elf somehow?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. I think the goal here usually is don't, you know, get screwed too hard in the early game. And that's, of course, easier said than done against the Keeper of the Grove. You want to try to retain your numbers as best as you can, especially Riflemen and Priests. Get to a steady mid-game, get your levels up, and then go tier 3. But now he's still struggling to get to 40 supply. And what's he supposed to do about this expansion right now?
Yeah, that's the question.
How's he supposed to walk across the map without a TP, without an invul? HawK is in a really, really tough spot in this game.
He's still without the spell, so he still has to be careful about entangles. And Colorful is reaching around here. The Alchemist is pretty good with the zombie mask, but here comes the next entangle. Dryads are coming from the right-hand side. Nice acid bomb hitting everything. HawK is focused into heal spray to heal all of his army back again. So this is the result in like lack of damage. Loses the first rifleman anyway. The second rifleman will fall. Militia are coming in now, but against the acid bomb, this will most likely result in the slaughter again.
Both are taking fairly heavy losses here, to be fair, but of course we have to remember the Night Elf has the Expo in the back. So this was easily like 2-3 Dryads and a couple of Archers as well. We are dead even in terms of supply, so that's not too bad. But remember the expansion. And also, remember the hero kill potential is always there. The Keeper's got one more entangle going for the AM now. No more TP. And no invul either. Can he get out of this? I don't know. He's being slow. He's being right-click. The Keeper with the last bit of HP. TP's out. Kills the AM. Gets the Rifleman as well. Oh my god.
Wow. These last seconds of the battle always belong to Colorful. He gets so much out of these last seconds. This time, a level 3 hero kill and another rifleman. So HawK again down to 37 supply only. The expansion is not up yet. So Colorful is not in a position to just pump out units and spam Dryads or going into Mountain Giants or anything. But he saved so much. And he has the hero advantage that it shouldn't be a problem to deal with HawK right now, who's trying to get his Alchemist up to level 3, but oh man, he's being caught again.
And this is a scary Alchemist, man. He's level 3, all offense. No heal spray on him, and this hero's just dead. Entangle could be coming in, canceling the heal spray, and this Alchemist being slain by his brother, and that's a quick GG. Colorful absolutely demolished him this game.
Yeah, there was no chance for HawK, like, throughout the entire game. After losing the first fight, there was no coming back, really, and no fancy plays with the Zeppelin or not dodging any fights.
Yeah.
Just walking into the meat grinder.
It was also... It was a little bit weird, the early game movement. He didn't quite get to level 3. He got so close. It was like level 2.9, going into the Night Elf base. Hoping to get a kill somewhere, I guess. But against a player like Colorful, you can't rely on this. And then he just walked back. So it was a good 1 minute of him just doing nothing, just walking across the entirety of the map. He canceled one Moonwell. Okay, but that doesn't really count for much. Of course, it's a difficult position on maps like this where there's no Shadow Priest against the Night Elf. Once you fall behind and Colorful plays it, and the Night Elf plays it well, which Colorful did, then it's just a big snowball effect.
So, was not going for the expansion a mistake, or would it just have been punished even harder?
I think most of the time, against a good player, going Expo without a big advantage against Night Elf is very, very dangerous. I've seen so many fast expos or mid-game expos get completely slaughtered by Alchemist and Keeper.
Yeah,
I would like to see more defensive play. Get level 3, get an Alchemist early, get a Dust as well so you can hunt down the archers, which also on this map isn't too easy because the shop's so far away. Yeah, I would have just liked to see more defensive play. But yeah, Northern Isles is difficult. You would like to have pretty big camps around your main, which are fairly easily creepable on tier 2 with militia support. And that is why we're going to LR, in my opinion, the best human map nowadays in this matchup. And also, at least if it's still the case, HawK's favorite map.
I agree. We have another sub here. Thank you, Torpson92, for the 3-month resub. Thanks for your amazing work, guys. Stay cool, but don't freeze. Oh no, we won't. We continue this with the second map. Match points for Colorful. He could rise into the grand final here for, I think, $150. Yes, it is. $150 for the winner, $75 for the runner-up. So this match, quite important. So let's not miss the action, and let's go right in game.
All right. Pretty comparable here as far as the maps are concerned, as in HawK's games against Shishi yesterday. Yesterday we saw Amazonia to start with, where he lost, understandably, I guess. And then it was LR, I think. And the last map was Northern Isles, or the last two may have been swapped around, I don't quite remember. And I recalled, like, why is Amazonia still in the pool? So, Twisted Meadows you have to veto, as human, of course. Then we have Aqua Isles as well, which I guess the Night Elf vetoes, maybe? What's the other ones left?
Concealed Hills?
Concealed Hill, yeah, exactly. So I don't really know how Concealed Hill works out. We never see it in this matchup, which probably means that it's pretty bad for human. But is it even worse than Amazonia? I don't know. But we're not on these maps. We are on LR. This is, I'm pretty sure, by far the best human map nowadays against Night Elf. HawK has to strike here. Otherwise, he's not going to make it to the final.
Indeed. He has to win now or he's out. I think there's no game for third, as far as I know. So just 3 games here today. He's opening up with an Archmage. So as a human player on Last Refuge against Night Elf nowadays, or on this patch, do you have to go for the Mercenary Camp before expanding or doing anything else?
I don't think HawK's going to expand. HawK likes to play this aggressively nowadays. Go for the green camp right next to his main with like 4 militia. And then with level 1, run across the map immediately, because keepers always go for Treants first, and try to deny his level 2 as long as you can. It's a big last hit battle then. If you deny all the last hits, you keep the keeper on level 1 and it's amazing early game. But especially when you have the ping disadvantage, it's really dangerous. That's what he did against Shishi yesterday. It almost worked out. He almost stole all of the creep last hits from the next Murloc camp, the next green camp. But he didn't quite manage to. The keeper did get level 2. He did suffer some losses. But he still won the game. So it looks like he's doing the same thing again. Green camp being finished by the militia. And the Archmage running over. Footy already here to harass the creeping. The keeper needs the Nightcrawler creep and another one for the level up. for the entangle to be unlocked.
Okay, here comes the ensnare. A little unlucky for HawK. The first one is down. Gets the slippers, not the greatest items. Also, 2 sets of treants used. Here comes HawK. As you said, he has to do damage, but he can't deny the level 2. But maybe he can get some experience on his own. Hopefully steal the Huntsman. But he's going for the treants first. Footman dies to the entangle, but the treants do as well. Still not looking too good for HawK, I'd say. He gets the level 2, though.
Alright, 2 footies lost so far, but the keeper out of mana, entangle on the archer, which means she falls. And 2 footies lost for this. Remember, this is also keeping the keeper away from level 3, which is where he really starts shining. So I like this opening. Yes, it comes at a price. Ideally, you would like to be here earlier to keep him on level 1, but Colorful was too fast with the creeping. But I think it's okay. Of course, the keeper can always go back to the Moonwells and get a lot of mana back. But for now, he's only got 1 entangle.
There's 2 water elementals, or 1.5. One will expire soon. He doesn't have the mana for the 3rd one, so the keeper can do something here. But as long as the 2 water elementals are up, I think the Night Elf is not in a position to fight against this. So I kind of agree with what you say. Like, if you play it like HawK, you buy a lot of time. And I think the tier 2 tech is already on the way, but he has to be careful. There's another entangle ready, mana-wise. He's not using it. Good movement by HawK here to get out of his way. Also, I like how he focused down the treants. That was a bunch of experience for him.
Yep. 20 experience each. Starting this troll camp here, by the way, I don't know if that was the right call for HawK. I mean, you want to do something, of course. You don't just want to stand around, but once they cast Inner Fire and everything, and you only have 1 footy, pretty hard to take out. So now he's stuck here in the middle of the map. Only 1 footy left. Is he even making any more footmen? No, because he's going into riflemen right now. And, well, this is one of the problems here with human. You lose your units early, and then suddenly you have no standing army left. Yeah. And the keeper isn't far away from tier 2, means alchemist as well. If you can find level 3 here before tier 2, then get the alchemist, then move across the map, this can be very painful for HawK again.
Dude, what
but
the fuck?
This is one of the very nice things about LR. You have a lot of valuable creep camps outside your main where you can creep with militia support, and one of them he's taking right now.
Is this working out with only militia and 1 footman? Well, apparently it is. Maybe he's leaving the Ogre Mauler.
Oh, it's... Yeah, he's probably gonna leave the Ogre Mauler. That guy isn't really worth it, I think.
Heal ward's pretty nice now. So, with the heal ward, he can finish it. Lucky drop. He gets level 3 from...
Oh, the keeper's coming in, though.
Ay, this gonna hurt. First footman, first peasant down. That is level 3 for the keeper. Big steal.
The most important thing here is he doesn't want to lose the rifle. He leaves the rifle on the high ground. But there's a ward here. He sees the rifleman. Yep. Oh, he's gonna lose that one as well. Again, smart play by Colorful. Many players would be sitting back. Shishi, for example, I think yesterday was playing too passively. And would just be creeping, looking for the level 4 or whatever. But this is level 3 keeper, man. This is the big strength. Make use of it.
Nice deny by HawK, though. Taking care of it. There was another rifleman, but another entangle. More right clicks. He's out of range of the arcane tower. Militia support coming only now, but he can't scare this keeper away. So 2 riflemen dead again. And with only his heroes, he can't get revenge in Colorful space here. That was a big creepjack.
Yeah. That creepjack may win him the game, honestly. Even though it was only with the keeper. It's a pretty good hero.
HawK is already pulling some desperate moves here, trying to get some experience. He gets it here, and that's level 3 finally. Once again, struggling so hard with this.
Another rifle. That's rifle number 3. Oh, you really can't afford this, man.
If Todd is watching, maybe this is gonna result in another Entangle highlight video.
At least a tweet, I think. Yeah. At MattMorris23. But yeah, it is looking pretty oppressive. People are getting better at playing around the keeper, but Night Elves are also getting better at using the keeper, so it's not like... Oh, and he steals the last hit. Come on, Colorful. Would you calm down, please? And Colorful is making a statement right now. Why was I not invited? Look how well I'm playing, dude.
Yeah.
Why am I not invited?
Yeah. And what a difference this is. Oh my god, this Alchemist is falling like no chance. What a difference this is compared to Colorful's games against Infi at WGL, where he was on the receiving end in the best of 5.
Yeah. It's looking a little rough. I wonder here on LR, might it be worth considering perhaps going for Merc camp first? It's a really hard creep camp though. I think you need like 6 militia. We're just going to delay your tech for such a long time.
The problem...
It would give you Shadow Priests.
It would give you Shadow Priests, but it would also give Colorful the time to go for level 3 Keeper without any kind of harassment. I don't know if you want that.
True, but you're gonna have Shadow Priest to spell against it. But yeah, it has a lot of downsides. Absolutely. But I've never seen anybody experiment with it in professional games. They must have on ladder, and nobody's playing it, so I guess it turned out not to be too good.
Yeah, I think it's mostly a timing thing. That your rifleman arrived too late, and that your second hero arrives too late, and then even if you have the Shadow Priest, you will be up against the Keeper Alchemist without an Alchemist of your own. And as we saw on these 2 games here, that hurts a lot.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough right now, but well, it's the way it is for now.
I like that HawK is like, even though he's losing the first battle, he's not giving up at all, but trying to play super risky. In this best of 3, his moves didn't work out at all because Colorful was there the entire time, but this is really admirable that he's really trying his hardest, even with ping disadvantage and against Night Elf, which is very hard and frustrating.
Yep. And we have seen him pull off some miracles with his tier 3 stuff.
Yeah.
But thinking back on the games against Lawliot there, he did suffer damage as well, but he didn't like lose like close to everything in the mid game. But these new Keeper strats seem to be even more ferocious than the ones before.
Yeah, think back like a few weeks. Usually the Keeper and Ulti combo went to the shops immediately to go for the consumables, but now he's just against the army, I guess, or he was harassing at that time and falling back a bit with the Alchemist. So that was completely different from the map control dual hero play that we saw before.
Yeah. And honestly, I think Colorful is playing this close to perfectly. It's easy to whine about the Keeper, you know, about Night Elf. And yes, they are definitely a little bit too strong in this patch, as we all know. But also, we have to give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of Night Elves can play like this. Colorful is doing a good job, and also, as you were pointing out earlier, against Infi in WGL, he was struggling. He has improved on his play. And is making a great showing right here. And threatening HawK in his base with the massed riots. 58 supply for him already. Expo just finished, now starting to mine fully in a moment. And HawK has to all in this.
Yeah, I think so too. It's only Dryads though, so it's no Mountain Giants, no Bears. There's not too much damage against the Rifleman, but I mean, we do have Treants, we do have Entangle, we do have Acid Bomb. There's always gonna be damage from some kind of source. So, maybe Colorful is starting the red spot here. This could be HawK's chance to do something, but it's just way too fast with the Acid Bomb. Only getting a Crystal Ball. And leaving immediately with this little ward, seeing that HawK is coming.
Yeah.
Once again, nice map awareness of Colorful.
Yeah, these HawKs both so well placed. In the early game, that HawK gave him, that ward gave him the Creep Jack. And gave him almost the game with that Creep Jack. And now he sees the opponent coming, is going to be ready, is going to be buying out all the scrolls once he has the money.
Yeah.
I guess Scroll of Protection doesn't do much for Dryads now, does it? So only Scrolls of Healing. Alright.
Speaking of armor, I really like that HawK is keeping the Devotion Aura against the Alchemist. It's just one armor, but it's one armor less. It's basically one level weaker Acid Bomb.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, there's a little more damage, of course, but you know what I mean.
Dryads also here with one armor upgrade. Don't want to die so fast, the rifles. And in we go. Wow, what a massive concave from these Dryads. Oh my god, the archers behind. This is a massive line that HawK will have to break through. These rifles have to snipe out the Dryads as quickly as they can. First Dryad dies, but second Dryad quickly pulled back in Moon fashion. Some Dryads will be falling, but he can of course afford to do this with so many Dryads on the field. Heal ward coming in, but immediately taken out. Not much healing coming from that one. Treants being summoned again. Dispels are there very quickly as well. We have 4 riflemen still left. These are the win condition. When the rifles are gone, this game is over. He has 3 left now. And more will be falling. The Entangle too strong. He doesn't have the Dispel. Not in time this time, but I think even with the Dispel, it would have been dead. And it's just numbers overwhelming at this point. Yeah. Colorful will be taking this game.
HawK
As it seems.
HawK is trying to go for a hero kill, but man, Colorful doesn't even care one bit. Just going into Chemical Rage mode, just diving into the army while he was being focused. So yeah, this is really one-sided. HawK needs a miracle here. 66 supply plus the Expo. Not even fully mining, but extra gold is extra gold. HawK on level 4-4, but down to 40 supply without the Echo advantage. Colorful only continue to spam Dryads. More upgrades though. Strength of the Wild, so attack upgrade for the Dryads coming. This is really rough.
Yeah. If we had a betting site here, I think the odds would be like 1.0001 now for Colorful. Like a 0.1% chance that he's gonna lose this game. It's looking pretty rough. 68 supply versus 42. 2 riflemen to be standing against how many Dryads? It's a lot of Dryads.
I can't count that high, man. It's too much. There's an Invo Potion on the Keeper close to level 5. There's also a heal scroll. HawK is running into the creeps here. This is his last stand for sure. 1 heal scroll. Does he? No, he's trying to get a level up somehow. But acid bomb again into everything.
Yeah. Alright, Militia. The last chance. The police have been called. Can you maybe tower or something? Not really. No
Seems like they're off duty again. There's free donuts in the base, so they all run back.
Did you know that Dunkin' Donuts changed its name to Dunkin'?
No.
They did. I wonder, did like donuts offend somebody? Did they go into the store and they were like, well, you don't know what I'm gonna buy. Maybe it's gonna be coffee. Do you think I'm a fat little boy? What's going on? And then they had to change their name or something. The days of everybody being upset. You must be able to relate to this, being a Bill Burr fan.
Yes, of course. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I enjoy people ranting. So
where are the priests? Priests! They're left in the church. They're coming home late from Sunday service.
Yeah,
now they're here.
Maybe a kindergarten was visiting, so they were a little late.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
HawK's taking a beating. GG out. 2-0 for Colorful. The Chinese is in the finals, and wait, what the fuck is going on here? The Colorful is in the finals. Left HawK no chance, and establishing himself as one of the 2 best Chinese Night Elves that we have in the scene. And at least winning $75 here with a chance to double it to 150. His opponent will be either 14 Sui, the 16-year-old Chinese newcomer, or Hurricane Bo. That's our second semifinal. Lesser names, but certainly interesting.
Interesting. I wonder, is 14 Sui gonna try to match his opponent here in the Night Elf Mirror, or is he gonna go to Human, which, as we just saw, can have a hard time against Night Elf. But I think Hurricane Bo isn't as good of a player where he can play it as well as Colorful, so I think he shouldn't be too fearful, maybe, of playing the human race.
We'll see after a little break that we take here. And then we stay on Last Refuge. We go maybe into a Night Elf Mirror, maybe into another human versus Night Elf. We'll see. It's up to 14 Sui. And I hope you stay tuned because there's more action coming here at Back to Warcraft WTV Thunder and Fire Qualifier.